Guys, welcome back to Couch Bros with Zach and Zoe here. Today, like every other day, like every day pretty much, we're gonna review Goblin Slayer episode 7, I believe it was. Yeah, episode
Just
7.
one episode this time.
Just one episode, because I believe this was a really great episode. Anything you like specifically about this episode?
This episode has made me realize that I don't know if I can emotionally take if they touch my priestess or my high elf.
The emotional stress is pretty high.
If something happens to them, like happened in the first episode, I don't think my heart or my mental state can take it.
I thought we were going to relive the first episode again.
I was actually kind of worried because I was like, I don't think I can deal with this anymore. Because...
All right, well, let's start with this. So I've actually been listening to the novel. I just finished volume 1. I am not going to say anything from chapter 8 and up because from there on, it just complete different from the anime. I want to say, the two characters we mentioned yesterday, that one mage and that knight guy who lost his sword in the sewer.
Yeah.
Did no mention of them whatsoever.
Okay.
I mean, so I kind of think, well, I'm guessing since the anime may be different, I'm assuming we're probably gonna see them later on doing something. They're probably gonna have some kind of use, some way.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just mostly there to set up Goblin Slayer to like give them tips and tricks to see that he knows different things. So
yeah. Oh, and also
that's what
I do want to say one thing. I learned what orc block means. It's actually a legendary weapon from the high elves. I guess it's from a legendary sword.
So that could be that our Goblin Slayer is gonna be a legendary hero.
I'm guessing
could mean he's
I'm
a
guessing he's
hero.
probably gonna be one of the new heroes from, I guess, the new age of heroes, because let's start from the beginning of this episode. We start off with them going back into the sewers.
Well, before they go into the sewers, he actually bought a little canary.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that right now.
But you did it.
Okay then. But that makes you think. He knows a lot of things. I mean, I don't know if the thing about the canary is true, where the canary can, if it senses poison.
Well, one thing, miners in where we live, not where we live because there's no caves around where we live, but in life where miners would take canaries because they can detect
I guess methane.
Carbon dioxide or the
I would say methane,
and then they would freak out and they would be the first to die. So the miners, when they see the bird tip over, they'd be like, "Hey, let's get out of here because the gas is gonna kill us," just because the canary has such a small capacity that he will die right away. So miners would take canaries with them every single time when they would go down deep to mine coal, because when they see the canary fall and die, they would all haul ass and just get out of there.
Well, you know what? I guess Goblin Slayer actually taught me something new today. I honestly did not know that.
And which he did mention, I think, as he was walking inside the cave, that he got this from miners because other people have more experience than him, because and not only is he a direct person, he knows his capability mental wise and strength wise. He showed us that because he said it, like, I'm not that smart. I pick things up as I go.
Yeah, I guess what's wrong with us, because we're not picking up anything as we go. Just getting dumber. But all right, back to the story. Well, anime mostly. So once again, we start off with them entering the sewers, going back. Oh no, actually before that, I believe Goblin Slayer and the Hive were actually talking about how there was no rats.
Yeah,
in the sewers.
They mentioned that there is no rats in the sewers. So, as you guys know, in our other town,
because of the goblins.
There's sewer rats. There's rats, cockroaches.
I don't know what those
there's
are.
There's kind of like other little animals, but it looks like the goblins cleared everything out. It looks like they purposely went in there. They geared up. They removed anything except for that huge ass alligator.
But I still had one question. I'm not sure if we're ever gonna find out, but how did the goblins actually get there? Because from how it looks like all the sewers are gated up.
Well, and I mean, if anything, we don't know how the Demon Lord works and the generals work, so there could be some kind of magic or teleporting. We don't know.
We don't know
what kind of magic there is yet in this world. But as far as we know, these goblins are being led. So,
I mean, it's kind of amazing. So, well, as we know, so they're walking through. I guess they bump into a room. They, I don't think they heard any noises in there, but
no,
they were suspicious of the room. So, like Goblin Slayer did, he just bashed that door in, and ready for fighting. But they did see, I guess, I wonder who that I'm pretty sure it's a woman. It was a girl.
As we progress on these episodes, I've noticed that. I mean, the goblins are getting smarter. They're getting stronger. They're setting more sophisticated traps.
It's because someone's teaching them.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're teaching them, and when from what the Goblin Slayer says is, once they teach them, they teach everybody. So
yeah, and then they're fools, but they're not like they're not dumb.
Now even the goblins that are not being trained by the goblin champions or the ogres whatnot, might those other goblins like in the small caves, in other cities, might they be geared up? Might they use poison? Might they set traps? That's one thing.
Yeah,
we don't know. Because if they're learning and they're showing each other, then that could be something.
That's
more
gonna be a big problem later on. Let's see how they're gonna deal with that later on. And so once again, we're back in that room, and like you said, they learn, and now they locked them up, and I guess they wanted to poison them.
Yeah, and
they wanted to fumigate them pretty much.
They locked them inside that small room, and there's holes in the wall, so they just started releasing poison.
But Goblin Slayer quick to react.
And one thing I noticed about the poison, I don't think the poison was meant to kill. It was just meant to paralyze.
Yeah, it was meant to knock. It was pretty much meant to knock them out.
Yeah, because I mean, God, and that's something that again, it's something intelligent. That way you take the women, you kill the men, and that's that. So that's something also very intelligent.
One thing I did learn from the novel is that the reason why we don't see any female goblins in the actual the show is because the reason why they steal these village girls, these women, is because they're actually, I believe, they're impregnating them, and they're giving birth to offsprings of goblins.
Does it mention how fast the cycle goes?
It doesn't mention how fast the cycle goes. It's just something that the Goblin Slayer mentioned, and I picked it up. I was like, oh, I honestly, at first I didn't think that was actually possible. I didn't think they can repopulate that way.
Yeah, I mean,
but then it kind of makes sense because yet we have not seen a single female goblin yet.
Yeah, I know that's what's weird. How are they multiplying so fast? And one thing, in one of the last episodes, I didn't understand was, he said that the ogre is making them multiply faster. So,
I'm guessing it's because like we did see that elf. I'm guessing he's attracting, he's either doing something,
maybe
kidnapping,
magical
powers. He's doing something.
That's interesting because I don't know if the book mentions any of this, but let's get back to the actual anime review.
Yeah, so I guess Goblin Slayer quick to react. He knows what to do when there's I guess there's poison or toxic gas going around.
Yeah, so the poison comes out. He quickly takes out 2 bags of different kind of. I believe
one was I believe earth mix. And I'm not sure. Sand mix. I'm guessing. I'm not really sure.
To create a concrete.
To create concrete.
To block up all the holes. So once they block up all the holes, they reverse the poison. So the poison goes.
Yeah,
back.
It goes back. Reverse flow goes back, and I guess it knocks them out
too. While he made the elf and the dwarf do all of this, they pushed a huge thing to block the door
to block
because they knew that as soon as the poison went out, these guys were gonna rush them. And which would happen, they broke the door, but our priest is quick to react. Also, put up that.
Yeah, she's actually learning too. She's learning to react. She's getting better. Also, one thing I want to mention is, back I want to say in between episode 2 and 3, before Goblin Slayer meets the high elf, the dwarf, and the lizard man, the witch starts talking to the priestess, and she actually tells her that for a porcelain rank she's way above any of them so far, because I believe she already knows 4 spells at that time, and most porcelain ranks only know either 1 or 2.
Yeah, and then
so she's quick learning.
We also got in there that she might also pick up another spell, a spell for poison. So maybe down the line she'll pick up a different spell.
Yeah.
So the more she goes, the more spells she gets. So hopefully she'll make her a better fighter. But But now the goblins come in, they're shooting arrows, the walls up, and this is where the action starts. This is where this anime is just.
We finally find out.
Yeah, we
finally find out who that person, that monster that showed up at the end of the previous episode. I was wrong. It's not. It wasn't an orc. It's a goblin champion.
And Goblin Slayer, he went berserk on all the little goblins. And then
there was one really cool scene though.
Yeah.
I guess even when like slow motion, they did like a full 360 spin around him.
That was amazing. I love that.
That was probably my favorite part because it looked really intense, really
and
cool.
then the Goblin Slayer rushed the Goblin Champion, and we thought he stuck him with a sword, but he used the little goblin.
That goes to show how smart the Goblin Champion is.
And with one swing, he took out the Goblin Slayer. He literally crushed his bones and threw him against a cement wall.
Pretty sure collapsed lung, broken ribs, the whole 9 yards. Everything's broken, but
and then that's where everything starts to fall apart.
Because I guess
the elf gets taken over. Guy. The priestess wets herself again, and
she's terrified, bro.
I know it's a scary situation. I was even scared.
I was the edge of my seat.
I did not want to repeat episode 1 again.
And but then. The dwarf starts fighting, but he starts fighting back, trying to rescue the.
Nothing really happens because the morale is going down, and the Goblin Slayer, like on the verge of death, he goes to a flashback, and he's mad at himself for being so weak, and somehow he's able to drink a potion, which I'm assuming is a heal potion, not a stamina potion.
I was thinking it's probably gonna. It might be a heal potion, but at the same time, I don't think so.
But maybe
it might be something of both.
Maybe he drank both.
In the novel, it actually does mention something about a heal potion mixed with a little bit of stamina.
Yeah. So he drank that potion and he got up slowly. He took out one goblin, and he grabbed the long hair that fell from the
girl at the beginning,
wrapped it around the Goblin Champion, choked him out. Killed them.
Yeah, he didn't kill him. He punched him right through the eyeball, took out an eye,
threw it at the little ones, and
that's when all the goblins just started freaking out because they just saw their head honcho get taken out. Not taken out completely, but taken out to the point where he's done.
And now the one thing the Goblin Slayer feared is now they're running from him, and we don't know if these guys talk to each other, they might talk about him. We don't know if they communicate. No, I don't know if they communicate.
They do communicate. But now that the fact that they ran away from him, they're going to learn from that experience. They're going to learn from everything that just happened right there. They're going to learn, and they're going to evolve. So they're going to get smarter.
I don't know.
And that's the one thing he feared.
Yeah, it's getting harder for the Goblin Slayer and for our heroes. After all the goblins run away, they all regroup, and they try to talk to each other. But then the Goblin Slayer passes out. We don't know.
We're not sure.
We don't know what his damage is.
I do believe he's in critical condition after all that blood loss, everything going on.
We don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see what happens in the next episode. Before we end it, I just did want to mention one thing. I've noticed that these goblins, not only were they using arrows and their little daggers, some of them were using short swords. Another one was using a short sword with a little shield, and one of them was using a spear. They're evolving quickly, so
they're all using different weapons. Goblin Champion.
So it's gonna get worse for our guys.
It's gonna get worse, but it's gonna get better.
Yeah,
more action.
As long as nothing happens to these guys that happened on episode 1, or I can't even think about it.
Yeah,
guys.
You know what? I guess that's pretty much all for this episode.
Yeah.
I guess that's all for today, guys. Thanks again. You know what to do. I don't want to have to keep repeating myself because I do know it gets annoying listening to that notification bell.
And subscribe,
comment. But thanks again, guys.